Hello, my name's Craig Hook and I work for Sir Robert McAlpine. I'm Head of Lifting Operations. I started in tunnelling, believe it or not, on the Jubilee Line extension at North Greenwich Tube Station, and then from there into temporary works design, permanent works design, back out into site management, and then back into temporary works design, and then eventually into plant and plant safety, which is my current role. I think is really understanding the role that it is that they're applying for. Often we have a full-time requirement for a role, and so it's very difficult to try and make a role stretch into part-time. With the project work that I do in my team, it's lots of short, sharp interactions that need to be dealt with there and then, and so we can't always hold it off until another time. So if there's a lifting operation, which more often than not for us is on a Saturday or a Sunday, and a question will come in on a Friday, we need to answer that question. We can't delay the activity because it might be 50, 60,000 pounds of costs that would be spent because somebody's waiting for an answer. So understand the role, being available for the full working life most of the time. Most of our roles require that kind of attentiveness, and understanding a bit about us as a company. I like to be asked an educated question really about my employer, about Sir Robert McAlpine, about their ethos, about the way they work, about the way they think. When you're writing your cover letter, can it be authentically you and not AI? I think would be quite nice, because we want to know about you as an individual. We want to see your writing style. We want to understand a bit about you, and we can tell, and it puts us off a little bit. And come with some interesting questions. Those are quite nice. That puts us and go, oh, really? You are really interested in this role, and you've thought about us as a business. Can you have a conversation? I'm afraid I do meet a number of people where it's very difficult to tease out of them what it is that they think. I need somebody who can work for me, who can have a conversation with a subcontractor, who can stop somebody who's working unsafely, and be able to have that conversation in a positive way. Obviously, we would teach you the skills and the technical things that you need to know. But it's really important that you've got that basic skill set to be able to initiate a conversation. The advice that I would give to my younger self is keep that sense of inquisitiveness, keep asking the why questions, keep being interested in people, being open to those new ideas. My career has led me into all sorts of different avenues, and so sometimes I've been a bit hesitant and thought, should I really do this? Is it really the right thing to do? And it's always proved to be positive. So you might think, I don't have the technical skills, or I don't have the communication skills. Well, try it. You might be surprised. Applicant CVs are quite interesting things to read, because everybody is fabulous. It's really quite interesting when you read a CV. The superlatives attached to somebody's experience. I'm not just, I've enjoyed managing people. I'm an excellent manager of people, and yet you're just a couple of years out of university. It may be, but I think it's being realistic in your CV, but demonstrating a breadth of skills. I obviously want somebody to be telling me they've got a first-class honours degree from a reputable university, for sure, but don't shy away from giving us those those other details that demonstrate a breadth to your personality. Go in with an open mind, have some confidence in your abilities, don't put yourself down, and even if you've done an assessment centre and it's not gone well, ask for feedback. Ask what it was that they felt meant that you as a candidate didn't do so well. Learn from that. So BIM brings tremendous opportunities, and it is the way forward. Digital twins are going to be amazing, but somebody's got to pay for it. And this is where technology will help. It's getting cheaper to create these models. People are learning how to model things the first time in 3D and then populating it into that federated model. That is absolutely a game changer. AI will be a game changer, like CAD was for me and my drawing skills. My ability to use CAD came from the ability to understand how to make a drawing. I knew what I needed to do to make that work. With AI, I think you've got to know your subject before you can use AI effectively. You've got to be able to check where AI is hallucinating and where is it absolutely right. Having that ability to go, I'm not sure about that, is really good to have that. Candidates that impressed me are candidates who have thought about who they're coming to work for, who understand the business of contracting. So I work for a building contractor, so they understand the concept of contracting. I think people who've come in bringing examples of their work, I think is really nice. So an example of a model made or a drawing done. One of the sectors within the lifting world, because I'm, as you know, in the lifting world, is bringing an example of a lift plan, bringing an example of something that they've done which demonstrates their sort of skills. Now, obviously, if you're coming in from a university and academic setting, bringing in something that's relevant from your experiences. So talking about some work experience that you've done, taking those work experience opportunities is really nice. I particularly like employing candidates who I know already. So have you come and done a couple of weeks of work experience with the company? That gives me some confidence that you actually want to come and work for, not necessarily me, but for Sir Robert McAlpine. Thinking more broadly about the construction industry rather than just Sir Robert McAlpine at the moment, we're currently in a difficult place as an industry. I don't mean to be political, but there's a lot of construction that's currently stuck. There are many projects that should be on site and are not because of the outworkings of the, obviously Grenfell was horrible, but the outworkings of Grenfell and all the lessons that have been learned. Building safety regulator has been created, and this idea of having proper detailed building safety checks before going to construction, that's a big change for industry. That has stopped quite a lot of construction. So at the moment, things are tricky. A lot of projects are on hold. Keep studying, and hopefully we'll be ready for you when you come out of university.